It is October the 17th of 2017. It is 12:18 p.m. Okay, I'm going to read this dream here. In this dream, it was a waking. Waking as I am right now. I was shown crowds of people in the streets of Great Britain. It was Great Britain because there was a big, giant Britain flag, okay? I mean, large Britain flag. I was shown crowds of people in the streets of Great Britain. There were protests of some sort. Women were crying out, and this could have been symbolic and literal because I saw it. I could see in the crowd there was a Great Britain flag spread out over the top of the crowd. I was even shown it spread out over women. Women were like spread out in the street, and I could tell they were like nude under there, and the Britain flag. It's very hard to explain how you could see one thing and be visually seeing another at the same time. But that's how it happens, and that's the best way I can describe it. And the women were crying out, okay? And they were spread out in the flag. And the news reporter was reporting massive amounts of rape of women, namely virgins. This is what I was getting in my spirit simultaneously. Why I'm looking at it like I'm looking at a news broadcast. They were reporting it, and the spirit is expounding while I'm looking at this. This was presented in the form of a newscast being reported. Women were being raped at a heightened rate, accelerated, and again, namely, virgins. A lot of women were being raped. It's increasing, but virgins. And a lot of people be like, well, how do they know they're virgins? They know they're virgins because they can see in the spirit. Just like they can see you shining in the spirit and somebody that's covered with fire because they pray all the time. They see, okay? The demons can see, because this is demons doing this. These people that's going to rape are demon-possessed men. They're demon-possessed people.
And we need to advise that this report contains disturbing content and should not be viewed by children. Some scandals are so massive that they're simply hard to believe. But this one is true. As many as 1 million white English children may have been the victims of Muslim rape gangs, better known as grooming gangs, in towns up and down Great Britain. Policy analyst George Igler.
I mean, when you counter an issue that is just so unbelievable, just so outside your frame of reference and understanding, the immediate human reaction is just not want to believe it at all.
But they were virgins. And I heard in the spirit the innocence of virginity as a sacrifice. And it wasn't until I start typing, it's bloodshed through the breaking of the hymen. There's bloodshed.
Particular problem involving Pakistani heritage men who target young, vulnerable white English girls. Not my words, but a member of parliament, Jack Straw, who also said these Pakistani heritage men view white English girls as, quote, easy meat. This is when some shout racism, but here are the facts. Calculations based on convictions show that a British Muslim male is 170 times more likely to be part of a sex grooming gang than a non-Muslim. And there are no recorded instances of non-Muslims doing this to Muslim girls as part of a criminal enterprise. In one local jurisdiction, it was estimated that 6 out of 7 Muslim males either knew about or were part of a grooming gang.
Y'all can pray, but when people have opened doors to the enemy, and you choose to go the way of darkness, you open. Simply because someone is a virgin don't mean they surrender to God. But they're going to rape them. And it's going to be a form of sacrifice. And I believe they're going to be bound in certain ways. Again, this dream was 10/14/17. Great Britain. Rape. Taking the innocence by breaking of the hymen. Shedding of blood. That's all I have for you. Take this dream before the Lord. Please pray over your daughters. You better pray over the sons too, because that's a whole nother
There's
thing.
an ideology that says if you're an infidel, I get to do whatever I want to you, and there's no consequence under my religion. That needs to be pointed out. And whether it's the rapes that are happening in Sweden, what's going on in Germany, we're now seeing mass protests.
Do you think about how many men might have actually abused you?
It's in the hundreds, but I just try not to go there.
One day it was like 11 men, that all done something to me. I told the police on numerous occasions, nothing ever got done.
They kept me in a flat for 2 days, where they took turns on me.
And were you there by yourself?
Dozens
Yeah.
of men, virtually all Pakistani men. They were sending younger boys to pick up children from the children's homes, a pattern that's well known now.
I can't understand why a vulnerable child has been violently raped by a number of people. Semen has been provided to the police, and they've not been able to do anything with that and just essentially let that person get away with it.